Let's go in for a cute shot. Hello guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be going through my 2023 sketchbook. This one is a full year of me trying to get consistent, practice more, and really understand drawing better. You're gonna see a mix of everything in here, and Millie just wanted to be a part of this video today, so hi. Okay, you'll see some messy sketches in here, some experiments, some better pieces, and just a lot of me trying to figure things out as I go, because that's what this is all about. I started using things like microns, watercolor, and just better quality colored pencils. So you'll see that shift throughout the book. And I also have some sketches that I did on loose paper. Because it was in the same year, I just glued them into random spots. So it's not perfect, but it shows some progress. So let's go ahead and get into it by introducing the book first. So I have this, I believe it's a 9x12 sketchbook. And I believe I bought this at a TJ Maxx. It's tattered and abused at this point. It's pretty thick. I think it has probably about maybe 120 pages or more. The stickers, I got them from random places. Some were gifted, some I think I may have purchased at Hobby Lobby. This particular sticker was one that I got from being a Patreon for one of my favorite YouTube artists. Her name is Jess Carp. These particular stickers that have the cherry blossom theme were from a party. And I love dogs, so there's dogs everywhere. I also love flamingos. All right. Now, as far as if you're interested in a book like this, I'm not sure if they still have something identical to this or in this color. I can link something that's similar to this from Amazon. All right, just some more stickers. So the first page just has a little bit of inspiration for myself to kind of get me going, to remind me to create and dream, to sketch and doodle. So it's just a bunch of random little things that I sketched here. And I started this April 16th, 2023, and I finished this February 2nd, 24. So almost the full year. Not quite, but almost. And this is my dog Millie, who I also call Millie Bear. Here's one of her sleeping. And then this is just me drawing from imagination, random faces. This sketch is from a journal entry. This is me playing around with watercolor, and I believe I got this reference from Instagram. Not so great, but that's okay. This is all color pencil and ink. So this was from a YouTuber. I don't remember the name, and I wish I would have documented better where I got some of these references from on YouTube. I just followed along with her sketching, and this was all done with, I believe, micron pens. This one I came up with myself. Yeah, I was not doing faces very good, and mainly because I hadn't drawn faces since I was a teenager. So there's about over a 15-year gap here. But yeah, this was me kind of relearning everything again. They're a bit simple, a little cartoony-ish, but this was the beginning of getting back into it, warming up, drawing again. And as you see later on, things definitely start to improve, and they get even better in future sketchbooks. So I hope you stick around for that. This is also from another YouTuber. I think her name is Shada Campbell. She also has a really good art channel on YouTube. And her style is different than Jess Carp, but I like them both quite a bit. and enjoy watching their videos. So this was glued in here later in the year. So this one's actually from December of 23. This was probably from earlier in the year, maybe like April or May. But this is my mom. So this looks much more like her than this one. This one, I mean, it sort of looks like her, but this one's a little bit better. But this is me as a child. I feel like I did a good job on this one. So I'm proud of this picture. More mushrooms. It became like an obsession for a little while, drawing mushrooms, and more mushrooms. Now this is from another either YouTuber or someone from Instagram. And then this one I just kind of used that inspiration to create my own little version of it down here. So this was at the park with my mom in June of 23, and I just sketched this plein air just with ink, just a regular pen. I probably did a couple of these at work. This is from some artwork that's hanging at the office. This is from Instagram. I'm not sure where this reference came from. The legs came out a little too stick-ish, so that could be improved. But overall, I like the picture, and maybe one day I'll redo this and do it with watercolor or gouache or something else. Who knows? Line and wash again, pencil. And this is just character creating from my own imagination. This is one of those journal drawings. It was in the previous sketchbook tour video that I did, the first one. So I redid it again. And this is just me filling a page with all kinds of just random doodles. All right, so there's ink and pencil in here. Character drawing. And I believe this one might be in the previous sketchbook tour as well. And this is me practicing cross-hatching and shading with pencil and with color pencil. I definitely recommend doing these kinds of exercises. This was another exercise drawing with my non-dominant hand, which is my left hand. Well, that was challenging, but it was also very good to practice, just to see. Just some more random exercises. So most of my portrait drawings and some animal drawings and pretty much anything else probably came from reference pictures from a website called Unsplash, which is a free online library. You can use the photos for free. The images are pretty good. So this is all color pencil. These are all from that Unsplash website. This is another Jess Carp drawing that I tried to replicate. So this is a mixture of alcohol marker and color pencil. Now I redid this recently in a YouTube tutorial. They had us do it all in color pencil, so I got to redraw it and color it in, and it was a really great class. So this is my first attempt at doing this, and this is after the class on YouTube. So this was really fun to redraw and recolor. So I think that's definitely an improvement, especially on the values. This one's rather flat. This one seems to have a little bit more life to it. So I started playing around more with color pencil. And for these ones, this was probably an off-brand color pencil maybe. I don't think these were Prismacolor, but I do start using them later on. And then I also purchased some Arteza HB pencils and was testing them out. Now this definitely, I believe, is with Prismacolor pencils. And this is from a YouTuber's artwork, so I was trying to replicate. I'm not sure who that was. I don't remember the name of the person. So this I drew for my coworker. It's her cat named Mona. And this was done with watercolor. I'm sorry, not watercolor. This was done with color pencil. And then this was, I'm not sure where the reference came from, but I think part of it was just my imagination. Color pencil. This was mostly color pencil with some marker in it. And this is from a photo that my sister-in-law took while she was visiting me here. This is the cover of a sketchbook that I saw in Hobby Lobby, and I took a picture of it because I wanted to recreate it, and I like the colors. So this was this is someone from Unsplash as well, and this does not look at all like the person in the photo. Features are very much exaggerated, so let's call it expressionistic. I like it though, even though it doesn't look like the person in the image as much. I did recreate it recently in the most recent sketchbook that I have, so definitely there's an improvement to that one. Definitely looks more like her. A lot of color pencil. You'll see me go into watercolor soon. So I don't know how many fans of like Asian dramas or K-dramas are out there, but I really enjoy watching them. And so this is one of my favorites. It's called Hidden Love, and it's on Netflix. And this is one of the characters from one of the K-dramas, but I don't remember from which particular. I think it was just a random photo of him I saw on Instagram. So I'm not going to pronounce his name because I don't know how to say it right. This is a YouTuber, but she does more crafts and home decor and things like that. This is a local weather person. And this is from Unsplash. And this is me practicing the Loomis method, which I highly recommend. I feel like it's very helpful. There's a lot of different ways of drawing people, but I find this the most helpful for me. So just find the one that helps you the most. Try different ones, because that's what I did, and I feel like this one was the method that helped me draw faces the best. This is a character I created, so as you can see, it started getting much better compared to some of the other ones at the beginning of the book. Like that one. So here I was just mixing different color pencils to help me figure out skin tone, which can be a little challenging. So here I had to layer multiple colored pencils to get the right skin tone, and then I burnished it with a white colored pencil. Yikes, that neck. So this came from a picture that I took while at the park. This is another one I redid recently, but I like this one. And for those of you wondering, I did use a fixative on a lot of the graphite drawings because, of course, it would be staining this next page completely. So I just got that from a craft store. And I can include a link to one on Amazon similar to what I use. This is all color pencil. So this little dog here was done in watercolor, and I did a second version of him in colored pencil, and I'll show you that here in just a second, but let me pull him up close. And so the colored pencil version is on the back side, and maybe you can let me know in the comment section which of the two you like better, the watercolor version or the colored pencil. And then this is probably one of my favorite color pencil drawings that I did, this cute little kitty. This was at waiting at a clinic. This was at a restaurant. This was done with alcohol marker. This was color pencil, and then just regular ink. This is kind of scary looking. I feel like she looks like one of those children in a horror flick or something. So I redid her recently, and I really like the current drawing of her that I did. Oh, proportions, placement is really off in this picture. Now these two drawings I tried to replicate from Jess Karp. So these drawings she showed in her sketchbook tour, in one of her sketchbook tours. And then the rest of these are likely references from the Unsplash website. So full body drawings are still a work in progress. I haven't practiced this enough to feel like I've gotten good, so I will definitely be working on that. Now I start getting into my watercolor phase. So it handled watercolor okay. I mean, the pages got a little crinkly, but yeah, I think it handled watercolor fine, even though it's not a mixed media book. I kind of like the little crinkliness. So this says this was done with watercolor and some acrylic marker. This is a fail. I don't know what happened to the other leg or the tail or the mane, and she does not look happy. So I'm not quite sure where I got this reference from, but I find it quite funny. This is from another artist on YouTube, and I might say this incorrectly, but I will correct myself. I think she calls her channel Jilly Arts or something like that, but I just recreated one of her sketches. So she does a lot of like line and watercolor types of drawings. This is just from Unsplash, I believe. This was another tutorial, and I believe this was a Christmas, like creating a Christmas card with watercolor. So it says this is from Pexels. I think this was my first time attempting to color in a face with watercolor, because in the past I've always done it with color pencils, so I wanted to experiment. Yeah, this, I really messed up on the skin color on here, but this one didn't come out as bad on like the skin color over here. It's not a great drawing, but testing out the waters with watercolor. I really enjoy landscape art. That's fun to draw. So this is watercolor and micron pens. Now this is another YouTuber's art, and if I can remember his name, I will add it in here somewhere. But this was fun to draw. All watercolor. This is another watercolor tutorial, and I failed. This is a fail. This didn't come out great, but that's okay. You live and learn. Another character drawing. I tried to do her completely in watercolor. I have redone this several times now in other sketchbooks. Much improved. Doesn't even look like her anymore. And this is me practicing perspective. And these are 2 attempts to get the perspective correct. I feel like this one came out better, even with the watercolor part. Multiple attempts, and neither one came out great. Yeah, this is not great. That's it. That's the end. So thank you so much for sticking around and flipping through the sketchbook with me. This is really just the start of my art journey, and I'm excited to keep creating and sharing more with you. I'll have any materials and inspirations listed in the description below if you're curious. And if you enjoyed this video, feel free to subscribe and like, and I'll see you in the next one. Millie says bye. And remember,